Hello, everybody. Welcome to chapter number 11 of Mass Communication and iOS. And today we are doing formats of radio program. So basically, the different type of radio programs, fiction, non-fiction, what are the technologies involved, what are the ingredients of a radio program? This is what we will talk about. So one of the first thing I want to speak about is the factors to be taken into account to make a radio program. So example, I want to start a radio program. Today, podcasts have replaced a lot of radio, but still, this is a part of the chapter. What do you consider? Think of a TV series also. Number one, I should know who is my target audience. So, the number of people, the population, the sex ratio, what are the gender, male or female? So, is my program aimed at men or women? So, remember, usually a question comes give 5, 7 factors for making a radio program. So, you can talk about people, you can talk about men and women, and then the rest of it, I give you an easy answer. Think like education. Okay, so education will be the literacy level, okay, the language spoken, schools and colleges in the area, children going to the school. So this is the education part that you can think of. 4 5 points can come from there. Then the next point could be about anything to do with healthcare. So I can just do hospitals around, I can do major diseases in the area. Also, a good radio program talks about any major demographics, religion. That is the area we talk about. So these are some of the points. You can also look at an area called agriculture. Okay, so what is the crops required? What are the irrigation facilities? The income of the people. What kind of people are you talking about? So these are some of the factors you consider for making a very good radio program. So remember, this is how the question is asked. 5 factors that you need to make a radio program. This is what you do. Any radio program you heard of, you can just give a lot of examples from. In today's time, it's usually, as they say, podcast, but you can give general examples from around. You can say Radio FM have, Jitu Bhai's channel, or there's a healthcare, or a doctor comes in, or an entertainment, or news channel. All of these could be important. Always remember the medium to reach illiterate people to inform and then entertain and educate. So IE, so entertain is here, educate is the radio. That's the key information we are talking about. A radio station broadcast program like talk, discussion, dash, dash, and dash. So many. So news, chat shows, interviews. It's important to know the requirement of the listeners to decide what language. So decide the language of the broadcast and frequency and time. So time and type you can write. So these are example, time and type. Radio program are decided on the basis of what? The audience. So the people or the audience. So remember that. Now, what are the formats of the radio? It's a very, very important question. Really very important. So this is the format. There are 3 different type of formats or ingredients that make, ingredients that make a radio program. So the first one is called spoken word. Your voice is the key that makes a radio program. Right now, imagine if you can't see me, if you can't see the screen, what I speak is important. My voice modulation, how I speak, all of it. The one who speaks is called the announcer, and what he speaks is the announcement, and the key word for them is either radio jockey or anchor. So remember, the key word is radio jockey and anchor that we speak about, right? So spoken word is number 1 point. In the spoken word, the one who speaks is RJ, guys, RJ Malishka, or the news anchor. They are called the announcers. The second important thing is the music, and then the sound effect. Think of Britannia, ding, 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 the jingle. It's the music and the sound effect of somebody biting, or the lays, the crispiness of it, and breaks. All these should remember, you write it down. It's very important. What are the different spoken words? As I said, first one is announcement. Then there is a radio talk, 10 15 minutes on a specific topic of a radio program. Over the years, the radio talks have become longer. So one could be simple announcement of what's happening. It could be from a commercial to a traffic announcement. Then there are radio discussions, radio interviews. So many interviews basically could be, again, depending on, half an hour, 1 hour, people, depending on how popular the person is. So there are series on interviews, people do it. One of the book I love is, Tribes of Mentors, brilliant interviews, podcast you have heard. Then discussion, 2 or 3 more people are involved in discussion. You take up a very important topic of, say, finance bill, or the electricity, or rural India, or education. Any of these could be a program. And then in terms of little entertainment side, there are radio documentaries or features, like how the movies are there. Radio features have, like, there'll be, let's say you're taking a jungle educational tour, or anti, poaching for wildlife. So you have documentary where the animal sounds are there, there's a running of it, there's a shooting of it. It's a beautiful thing. Then there are also radio dramas like K-pops and Kyuki Saas. The only component is the human voice, the music, and the way it is spelled out. And then, very importantly, you have commentaries. You would have heard about TV and you have heard about commentary of a cricket TV. Even today, radio commentaries are very, very popular. So people, even now, they can listen to it. Sometimes, the only thing you can do when you're in a car is listen to a radio commentary. So there you are. Then there's this magazine program, bi-weekly, monthly. A radio magazine has a specific day. It will be telecasted, broadcasted, and you listen to it. And of course, you have news. So 9 different things that you see in a spoken word, from announcement, talk, interview, discussion, drama, documentary, magazine, news, and of course, commentary. Then music is the soul of a radio. No music, it suddenly drains up. So music creates the excitement. It could be any kind of music, but primarily there are 3 types of music that we speak about: the Hindustani classical, the Carnatic, and the Western classical. Ding, 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 or some kind of drums come in, percussion, shehnai, flute, wind-based equipment, sitar-based equipment. So you don't have to write about equipment, but this is the music. And finally, very important, more important than even the music part, is the sound effect. So how, imagine there's a comedy show going on and there's a laughter. So as if you hear people are laughing. So the sound effects are very, very powerful. It evokes interest. So what does sound effect do? It evokes interest. For laughter, it comes in. It used to enhance moods and create a scene. So quickly, let's go and do the review of our program, how we have started. And this is what we do. Announcer is also called radio jockey, or as you said, anchor. Whatever is written for the radio is also known as this basic thing, the spoken word. Announcements mention the station. So, which is 93.5 FM, 93.3, 102.2. So radio station, you're tuned to the frequency and then the timing of the broadcast. There can be different type of radio interviews. In terms of radio interviews, what can the radio interviews be? So depending on the duration and the content. So what are we talking about? A film based on real people is also called a radio documentary. List the ingredients of a radio format. So all of the things you heard about, the ingredients that you spoke about, right? 3 very important ingredients is the spoken word, the music, and the sound effect. Let's quickly also do, it's fun since you are doing it. It's just small chapter. So announcement, where will announcement go? So let me use my drawing pen. An announcement will go to, it informs the listener. Commentary could be also a very interesting thing. Commentary could be a Republic Day parades commentary. So there you are. Interviews, you're asking questions. So D, interview. Discussion, you need a moderator. I love being moderator in panel discussions in IITs and any education program. So this is it. Finally, radio talk is one of the oldest format of a radio. Let's go to the last module, very short one, is how is the information technology based format? So how do you give information? So one very popular one is called the phone-in program. So there is a toll-free number. Usually you call in, you request. So usually it's for traffic updates. It's for songs. Aaj, and I've seen, if you've seen Munna Bhai or Dil Chahta Hai, these movies, Rang De Basanti, they were radio jockeys, they're announcing, they're taking requests, you talk to them. So this has to a specific time and a phone number, and it requires a lot of publicity. So if there's a complaint, so there are few areas you can use this for. Health related program about COVID, what happened, where the vaccines are available. Rural broadcast about farmers, about weather forecast, or some complaints, writing a PIL, in against some corruption, something happening, you can use phone-in program. There are a few other things called radio bridge. Basically, it means it connects different radio stations together. So someone is sitting in Delhi studio, and then somebody sitting in Chennai or Odisha can also speak. It was used first by AIR, All India Radio, during elections. What is happening? Who's winning? So this radio on internet. Well, this is very popular. That's what we see today. You don't need a frequency or a license. Anybody can use it, and it is very, very popular. So radio on internet is now the new model. It has certain advantage and disadvantage. For example, it's all national, international. Common ones are BBC, Voice of America, and All India Radio. And these are the lessons we learn. The first time radio on internet was started was on 1st of May 1998. So this was included in USA and Canada. So quickly, let me summarize. This as we go ahead, and we'll take it forward. So let's quickly do the in-text questions, and we do the phone-in program is also called interactive program. So it's very simple. It's interactive. All India Radio started its service, as I said, on 1st of May. If you don't remember, at least remember 1998. A phone-in program needs advanced publicity. So people need to know, where to call, where the toll-free number, what is the topic discussed about. Radio bridge means connecting different radio stations. Any three IT-based radios, we spoke about BBC, Voice of America, All India Radio, too many of them are there today. And so many radio ideas are there. The format that we talk about is the internet format. And this is all that you have got. Very quick, very simple, but very interesting and powerful chapter. So all the best, and thank you so much.